Yeah, welcome to Cappuccino Talk.
What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about two things. One, why the fuck do I make these videos? Why am I so open about myself? And that's number one. Number two and three is, well, pretty much mostly 75% of it is why what I see for the future, like the future of the channel, the future of the small, extremely small channel, and just kind of where I want to go with it, you know. So back to number one. Why am I so open? Especially in that one where I got a bit emotional a while back, but also just in general. I think, like, for my whole life, I've kind of felt like I should always be, and everyone around me should always be open about everything, like literally to a fault. Because what that does is, with that little extra to a fault, you know what I mean? I think that's the key part is, and that's the key part of humility about it all. Because, you know, if I were to just go and just spout off a bunch of thoughts that I have and just ramble on about things that I, you know, think I know about, then without adding some negative stuff about me, without showing you the, you know, some negative sides, you know, then it would lose its authenticity. Then it would just be me making videos to the world about how great I think I am, or just what I think and I must be right, or, you know what I mean? Like, I am a humble guy. I can come across as arrogant a lot, and I know a lot of people think that I'm arrogant just with the way I act socially, and I can't really do anything about that, to be honest. But and you guys wouldn't have seen that. Maybe just in the way I say things or whatever. But like, I do understand that I'm like a single human being, and I'm literally the same as every other human being. And another thing is, yeah, I think I'm unique. Just like literally every single other person is unique, right? So we're all unique, and so that's why I think we should all be open and just say what you feel. And it's not easy. Like, this is like, I've literally felt this way for a long time, and I've rigidly tried to follow this to the point where I like lose girlfriends or I lose jobs, and because I'm too open. And that's part of the reason why I want to start my own business, is because I just feel so restricted in an atmosphere where you're required to be politically correct. I think that has its place, and that's good. That's good for some things, you know, like politics, and you know, around the workplace it's good. And I grew up in a very kind of an extremely politically correct family. So like, these people would not share any vulnerabilities, on my mom's side at least. My dad's side is the exact opposite. But my mom's side is very conservative, reserved. You know, my mom has even said, like, her family is not vulnerable. They don't show vulnerability. And there's negatives to that. There's very large negatives to that. And so that's part of the reason why I'm very open. Another part of it is I think that I try to live my life like based on how I feel, and I know I need to come up with a better term for that, because it's not, I don't just go in the minute by how I feel, but I take my feelings over time and I kind of factor them into everything, you know what I mean? And so, and I think that's a normal human trait, you know what I mean? Normally, you know, people do that, and it's not anything crazy, but I just really am all for that in pretty much every situation, you know what I mean? I listen to how I feel about things, and I go based on that, and the point of me doing that, and why I do that, I just do it for myself. Obviously I'm not doing it for anybody else. The reason why I do that is because in doing that, what you do is you start trusting yourself, and you start trusting your instincts, and you start to, you know, if you get a feeling for something, you know, I've gone through the process where now I have a feeling for a lot of things, and like my initial feeling can be wrong, and I'm 100% open to that in every situation. But what it does is it gives me a starting point to go off a situation, and an example of that is, and a lot of the instincts come from experience as well. So as far as the sales go, I do think I have a good instinct for, and this is not a surprise because I worked in sales for a while, but I do think I have a good instinct for whether something will sell to its target audience or not. It is something that I have a little bit more than other people, because I've talked to other people about things, and you know, some ideas or some concepts I just initially just like dismiss, like this will not work for like 5 reasons, and it's not worth trying to make it work, so why are we even talking about this? You know what I mean? That's like my initial feeling about some things. And honestly, I do trust my instincts like 75% of the time. You know what I mean? I'm not like, my instincts aren't perfect. Nobody's are, I don't think. Who knows? But you know, and so it's not like I just have an instinct and just run with it, and I'm like just stubborn about my own fucking instincts, and there's no one can convince me otherwise. No. It's just a starting point to view something from, and that's literally my bias. That's what constitutes a person's bias, is their initial instinct to something. Yeah, so that's why I'm so open, and I'm trying to think of the other thing I want to talk about. What the fuck was it? Yeah, the future of the channel. So, I know that, I don't know, I just have all kinds of ideas for this channel, and I really enjoy making videos and uploading them, and I really just like doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's why I do that. Oh, there's fish jumping out of the water. There's a lot of fish here. Holy shit. They're eating the little bugs on the water. Yeah, so the future of the channel, honestly, I want to do so many different things that I'm kind of debating starting another channel, or like eventually, you know, being open to the idea of it morphing into different channels. Like, for example, if I were to start doing moto vlogs, I'd probably do a channel called Cappuccino Rides or something like that, and then just keep this as a talking channel, and then do a bit less talking on that other channel. Or the politics, if I want to get into politics a little bit more, make a politics channel. Or if I want to you know, do a how-to DIY for whatever. If I'm building something and I, you know, want to want to vlog about it, then I'll do that, you know. And so I really want to try to incorporate it into a lot of my life, because it's not because I'm arrogant and I think that everybody wants to see me and what I'm doing. It's not about that. It's more of like, kind of goes back to the first, what I was originally talking about, how I just really like being open, like exposing myself like this to the world or to whoever, the select few who watch it, is like therapeutic to me, and just the act of doing it is therapeutic for me, and so there's that. And then from there, I want to put out content that you guys would like to see, of course, you know what I mean. I don't have I really don't like the massive amounts of editing that are going on YouTube channels. It just takes away from a lot of things, in my opinion. Like, it can be really funny and it can be good, and you know, it can be done well for sure. Like, I'm not saying editing in general is bad, but I think it's just, there's some channels that just have gone overboard with it, and it's a bit too much. So yeah. Look at these fucking fish. They're just jumping all over the place. I need to start fly fishing right here, because maybe I'll do a vlog about learning how to fly fish and fly fishing for the first time ever. Not catching anything. How exciting will that be? Yeah. I was also talking to my brother last night. We had a good conversation. I don't talk to him a lot. We used to be super close, and it's like so good to talk to him. We just like get along so well, and you know, and he's kind of having a tough time of it. He lives in Toronto. He's you know, having a bit of a tough time, and so we talked last night about you know, I'm getting way ahead of myself here, and we talked about last night, it's like, yo, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but that would be cool. So it'd be cool if I moved to Toronto and hung out with and like got a place with him and hung out with him, or you know, I miss him a lot, and we used to be really close, and it would just be really cool to be hanging out with him again, you know, because it just seems like natural, kind of, I don't know. Yeah, and so the point of that is, you know, going there and doing vlogs from Toronto, which will be exciting for me, maybe not for anyone else, because it's like, you don't really know what city I'm in, but you know, the process and the, you know, I'm not going to make a moving van vlog, but I need to watch myself so I don't go overboard with these things and just, like, you know, brushing my teeth in the morning vlog or something stupid like that, you know. I'm sure there might be that out there somewhere, who knows, and somebody's probably getting off to it. I'm just joking. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, like, the number one thing for me is just getting my life back together, and then the vlogs will kind of follow that. So yeah, and oh, another thing is, there's been a lot of times in my life where I wish I would have been able to document what was going on, and I don't regret not doing it, because you know, I was doing other things at the time, and it just didn't happen. But I just have this feeling in my, I don't know if everybody has this, I don't know if this is arrogance or if it's confidence, I don't know what it is, but, and I question it sometimes, like if it's real or not, or if it's, or what is it, I don't know, but I just have this like arrogance or this feeling that I'm gonna live a really good life. Like I'm gonna like, do you know what I mean? I just know that things will turn around. I don't know why I feel that way, and I don't know why I know that. Maybe it's just a natural instinct because I'm doing bad that, you know, that kicks in and it's like, okay, you know, that's, you know, an extra boost of confidence or energy or whatever you want to call it. But I just have that feeling. So, and honestly, I've lived a fucking crazy life so far. So I think it'd be cool to do that. And to be honest, like I see a lot of channels that like what is it, Xcode or Luna or something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But I've seen a few channels which are dedicated pretty much just to like stories of themselves in fucked up situations. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird. It's like, why, like, I don't want to do that. Like, it makes it seem fake because, like, and I'm not bragging, but I've been through way worse than any of them. And I would never talk about the things that they're talking about like they talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh yeah, I was, and maybe it's, you know, they put on some production value for YouTube and maybe it's real and whatever, but it just seems so fucking cheesy to me or something. It's like, I'm not doing this to try to make myself, you know what I mean? If I say anything in the past and it's a fucked up story, I'm not saying it because I'm trying to be a fucking badass. I'm saying it because that sucked and I fucked myself over. You know what I mean? Like to say, oh yeah, I was in this house and there was this guy had a bunch of weed and the cops saw him in and I was in jail for 6 months, and like to brag about, like, that's a horrible fucking story. That like literally is probably the worst part of your life. Like, what the fuck are you bragging about that for? Oh, it makes me cringe, to be honest. So but in the future I want to do it more of like a human side of things, like, oh, this is the reality of this is the reality of that in the situation, as opposed to just bragging about it and making myself sound like possibly hardcore or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not hardcore. I'm actually like pretty sensitive. If you've seen any of my videos, I'm not a fucking hardcore dude, you know. But I've gone through some horrible, you know, stuff that some people might consider hardcore. I don't consider it hardcore, but so anyways, I really went on a tangent there. So yeah, like, I'm gonna get into some trouble later on. I'm gonna make some mistakes. I'm gonna do some cool things, and I'm gonna do some stupid things. You know what I mean? And all I have from my life previously is just my memory. You know what I mean? And that's all everybody has. And I'm not any different. Like, I'm not saying that everybody needs to pay attention to my life for any reason. I don't have that feeling in me. I'm not like, you need to listen to this. No. That would be so fucking weird if I felt that way. No, this is like literally just a humble, I really am, it's just a humble channel. And it's just like, this is what I'm, and that's what I want to portray it as. And that's the route that I want to go. Because it's real. And people know when people are being fake. You know? People know when, people know that. You know, especially this newer generation, they're not, they have a sense of authenticity with people, which is so important and so good. Which is really interesting because this generation, everybody says that we're on our cell phones and stuff, but we have more of a sense of what's authentic, and we don't stand for inauthenticity, which is a bit of an oxymoron when you think about it, because we're better with people, but we're on technology all the time. So, but the reason, in my opinion, the reason for that is because the technology has allowed us to see more information, so we have a better idea or a better feeling for what is authentic or not. yeah, so I'll end this off with a rock skip. Let's see, that's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Yep. I should find a better one though. Let's see. Here's a little guy. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Alright. Skip it. Skip it down here. See if I can put you guys right here. That's pretty good. Hope you saw that. Skipped almost across the river, what, 10 times or something? I don't know. It did a couple big ones and then a few little ones. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe, please, and share it. Share it with your friends. I'm pretty sure that Augie has been sharing it in Spain because I have a shitload of Spain viewers, and could only be one reason for that. But thank you for that, and share this. I know it's a long video and not everybody wants to see it, and you know, people will be like, who the fuck is this weirdo on your goddamn Facebook page or whatever. But I do appreciate it nonetheless. So yeah, have a good night, guys. See ya.
Yeah, thanks for listening to another episode of Cappuccino Talk.